hear it calling for me.
Hey guys, Dalton here and welcome to my channel. So we just got back from our wedding slash honeymoon in St. Lucia, and we were lucky enough to stay at the Sandals Regency La Toc resort. And let me tell you guys, it was amazing. First and foremost, you guys will have to bear with me a little on the images and video, as funny story, I had a GoPro for our trip, but when I tried to take it snorkeling with us to get some good footage, first time putting it underwater, and unfortunately it leaked. Ended up ruining a bunch of our footage, and I wasn't able to get all the shots we should have, so sorry for that ahead of time. But I'll do my best at explaining everything, and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment, and I'll try and answer as much as I can. So anyway, let's get started. First and foremost, let's start with the resort. The resort was very clean and spaced out. This particular resort is one of the largest Sandals resorts when it comes to sheer distance. The other thing is that is the only one that is built on a hill, so there's a lot of climbing as well. Maybe not the best for people who don't get around very well. Not a huge deal for us, but I definitely think it's something worth mentioning. There are 3 pools to choose from, with the main pool, what we call the sun pool, and then the top pool or Butler pool. The main pool was by the lobby and was definitely the largest and most lively of the 3. This is where they had all the different activities, from trivia, DJs, and different entertainment throughout the day. The second one, what we call the sun pool, this was more quiet pool that our butler told us about. It was the pool that they said to go to if you wanted to lay out and just wanted sun, and then there was no coverage as far as trees or anything like that. So this was it. This was definitely the more quiet pool as well. And then lastly was the Butler pool. This was one located on top of the hill near all the Butler suites, and it was more of the in-between pool, I guess is what you would call it. Wasn't really super quiet, as there was a little bit of music playing, but very low. It was very faint, couldn't hardly hear it, but definitely not as active as the lobby pool either. Both the Butler pool and the main pool both had swim up bars, which was super nice and convenient, but the sun pool did not. It did have a bar that was located right across the walkway, so it definitely wasn't far. And it's not like it was hard to get a drink or anything like that. Next, let's talk about the rooms. We stayed in the Sunset Bluff Ocean View 1-bedroom Butler suite with balcony tranquility soaking tub. They were spacious and comfortable, and the view from our back porch was just breathtaking of the sunset. The mini bar was fully stocked with our selection of beer and wine, which is really nice for those late night nightcaps. Probably my favorite part about the room, other than the view of the sunset of course, was the shower. Yes, I did say the shower. It was a walk-in shower with 2 heads, one rain type and the other the regular goose type. And let me tell you, turn both of those on at the same time after a long day, hit the spot. Downside to the room for me probably was the bed. While it is a huge king size bed, the mattress to me probably wasn't the most comfortable, but that's really my only complaint about the room. Moving on, as our room name mentions, our room did include a butler who really went above and beyond to make sure everything was taken care of for us. We did have 3 different butlers throughout the week that were with us, but they were all fantastic. Really no complaints on the butlers. I think our biggest question going into booking the resort was it really worth it to get a butler? And while the butler service is such a nice touch and there are many extras they would do for us, especially since we were doing like a wedding and a honeymoon combo, they would do different things such as like leaving us little towel animals on the bed, running a nice bath in our tranquility tub while we were out, and they even decorated our room with balloons and rose petals for the night of our wedding, which made for a super romantic evening. It was really, really cool. Other than that, the main reasons we used our butlers were to get rides back and forth from our room to the main lobby area, as it was quite a trek. Most of the rooms that did not have butlers were already located around this area anyway, so it didn't seem to be an issue for them. The other big thing we used for them was to book reservations for the restaurants, which we still weren't able to get into one during our week-long stay, which was kind of frustrating, but it ended up working out in our favor, as we were busy most nights anyway. So I don't know, for me, I would say it probably wasn't necessary to have a butler for us, just because we're kind of an active bunch and spent most of our time down at the beach and around the activities. We didn't really necessarily use the butler. But I would say if you're there more to just relax, hang out by the pool, not really go and do many things, you may get more out of them. Also, I think it's worth mentioning, just kind of a pro tip, the resort does state that the tips are included in your stay, but they do gladly accept tips, and seems once you tip here and there, service is a little quicker. Next, there was the food. As an all-inclusive resort, Sandals La Toc offers a variety of restaurants with 9 different restaurants to choose from. A couple of them do need reservations, all with different cuisines to choose from. As stated before, there was only one restaurant we weren't able to try, and this was the Paton restaurant. But based on all the others, I would say my top 2, honestly, was probably the Cricketers, which was the pub, and then the sushi restaurant. And I'm usually not a sushi person, but the sushi there was really, really good. We were able to book a candlelight dinner for 2 by the ocean, which had our own personal waiter. So super, super romantic experience, even though our candle wouldn't work half the time. But for both of us, getting to sit and listen to the waves while enjoying each other's company was super romantic and made for a good honeymoon dinner. All in all, I would say the food was okay. My wife seemed to like it a little more than I did. Was overall a little bit bland, but that just could be me. Now let's talk about activities. There's never a dull moment at this resort, and as there was no shortage of things to do, from water sports like kayaking, hobby boats, and paddleboarding to land activities like tennis and golf. There's really something for everyone here. I will say the golf course located on the La Toc resort is actually closed down now due to supposedly they're in construction of new Randaval suites being built. So if you want to play golf, you have to catch the shuttle to the 18-hole course, which is close to the Grand, which is about 45 minutes away. This was a huge bummer for me, as I was super excited to play, but just didn't have a full day to go and play since the travel was so far. And my wife doesn't play, and so leaving and catching the shuttle for 45 minutes and then playing a full round and coming back, I mean, it was being gone way too long for me. We were able to spend a little time out on the water trying out the hobby boat, which is an adventure to say the least. Luckily, I don't have any footage of that, otherwise you guys may laugh too hard to keep watching. And we were also able to do a little scuba diving, which I really enjoyed. The resort includes free scuba diving and snorkeling, but since neither one of us were scuba certified, we ended up taking one of the intro classes that took about half a day, about 4 hours, and we even got to go in the ocean for about 30 minutes or so and take a look around, and it was really, really cool to get kind of a sneak peek. Lastly, if you're interested in exploring St. Lucia, Sandals offers tours that showcase the island's natural beauty. We were only able to do one tour on our trip as we stayed pretty busy throughout, but I highly recommend the land and sea tour. It was a full day of fun, and I felt like we got a taste of a lot of different things since we weren't able to do many. We were able to enjoy the views of the pitons, take a dip in the volcano mud bath. They fed us lunch and even did a little snorkeling. This is when my GoPro got ruined, unfortunately, but even with that disaster, it was still a really good time, and we both really enjoyed. Oh, and one more thing, as I previously mentioned, my wife and I actually got married here. So if you want to hear more about that experience, let me know in the comments below. We did have a video made, so we're waiting on that to get in. Thinking about posting that as well, at least some of it, to give you guys kind of a preview of what a Sandals wedding might entail. But while I'm on the subject, this is my first time posting a video with many more to come, and it would really help if you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. Really helps me out. But back to the review. Is Sandals Regency La Toc the best resort in St. Lucia? Well, I haven't stayed at any of the others yet, but I can tell you that it definitely exceeded my expectations. We did take a quick trip over to the Grand and Halcyon Beach for about half a day. We ate at one of the restaurants over at the Grand for lunch, and I will say it was some of the better food we had. So the Grand may be pretty good as well, but that was about the extent I can speak on these two other resorts. We didn't really do a whole lot of activities or anything. We mainly just walked over just to see what it was like. Overall, I had an amazing time at Sandals Regency La Toc, and I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a luxurious and relaxing vacation in the Caribbean. This resort is definitely worth checking out. Thanks for watching.